So an interesting question came up the other day. Are running shoes decent walking shoes? Well, we're going to answer that question today, and we're going to do it at an amusement park. Behind me is Valleyfair in Shakopee, Minnesota. And today we are testing out the New Balance SC Trainer version 3 to see if they make a decent walking shoe. This is a response to a comment that we had before. I figured, why not do a test of several hours, several probably miles at an amusement park instead of just walking around, outside. We're going to give you a proper answer. So stay tuned. We will have a verdict for this. Breaking protocol. I used to say that, running shoes are for running, but hey, guess what? When you're a dad and you have shoes, you just got to get out there and do what you got to do. So we will have an answer as we go along. So stay tuned. I will say the energy return on these is really nice. I've never worn a super shoe to Valleyfair before. So the gentleman that asked the question if this is a decent walking shoe did mention that he's a fast walker. Well, there's going to be a lot of fast walking here, and I'm telling you right now, the plate, rocker outsole, and this Pipa-based foam, it feels so bouncy and lovely. Felt really good running. But the upper was a little bit tight. So this is going to be twofold, a little bit selfish, meaning I'm going to be using this day to kind of break in this outsole to stretch this upper a little bit, because I found it a little bit restricted for the forefoot, especially around the toe box and the toes, that in the midfoot, especially around the base of my 5th MTP. So if anybody on the channel has a bunionette or something like that, you might want to watch the rest of this video and see if maybe this upper will stretch out that phantom fit. All right, here we go. What's up, buddy? Okay, after the first little bit here, I realized that I still have the runner's loop in, and it's got quite a bit of pressure up around the heel collar, especially on my left foot. So that's causing like a little bit of tension. So that's on me. I will reduce that and see if it does not loosen up, and all that good stuff for you fine folks here. I, for one, am thinking that walking is definitely different than running, and that you have both feet on the ground at any given time, and you're primarily using it as a heel strike for your ambulation, versus for me, at least for running, it's a midfoot strike mostly, even though there's some rear foot strikers out there, and I am appreciative of you guys. So just kind of going through, feeling it as a walker. It's the version 3 here. It's definitely secure around the heel and it's secure around the midfoot, and there's a lot of cushion in the heel bevel here. And speaking of heel bevel, it just rolls through the heel to the toes with no issue whatsoever. So it's actually quite nice in terms of walking. But again, just need to smarten up the upper with the laces so they're not so dang tight. All right, we'll keep on tracking as we go here. So here's what I did. I dropped the runner's loop out of there and just basically made these what I would call finger tight, meaning it's not like super duper tight, and it loosened this up quite a ways. It definitely loosened this and this, and then around the toe box really has a bit more room to it. So if I need to, then we can smarten up the runner's loop later on for a little bit more security, but right now it just feels good. Just kind of banging into the corner pocket here, get a little bit more room this way. So it made it super comfortable actually. So that's a lot more cozy. All right, so that finger tight was just a little too loose, so I did smarten up the laces a little bit about pretty much the entire eyelet chain. Now it feels a lot more secure here, and it's not nearly as tight. So I think we got ourselves a winner. I think these people behind me thought I was going to do a TikTok, like a dance. I'm not. Or will I? No. Yeah, this V3 is super bouncy. It's fuel cell, and then there's that fun carbon plate. I know I keep talking about it, but I can feel it opening up and loosening, and the carbon plate getting a little bit more springy. So answering the question at this point, I would definitely say that the New Balance SC Trainer version 3 is a good walking shoe. I'm coming down hard on that heel. It's accepting it. It's bouncy. It's not mushy. It has a great heel bevel. I mean, that heel to toe transition is just nice and buttery smooth. So yes, at this point, it's feeling good. We will continue to monitor throughout the day. All right, check this out. This is probably a little bit nerdy and unnecessary, but watch this. You can see how the forefoot bends right there at the toes, and then it doesn't if I'm on the midfoot. I feel like that energy arc, that carbon fiber plate, starts at the midfoot. You know, I don't have an X-ray schematic, and it's a little bit more intense towards the medial aspect, towards the big toe, and not so much towards the fifth toe. It's just an interesting thing. Plus, the durometer of the foam towards the midline feels a little bit stiffer, a little bit more pronounced along the arch area as well, versus the lateral aspect. So very interesting stuff. Again, walking and appreciating the details versus simply running in it, which feel are two different things. And now gives me just a little bit more ways to test running shoes. This is cool. So you know who you are, who left that comment and had that question for me, has got me going on this. So I really appreciate you. Long way of answering a short question. Yes, it's quite springy and it feels good. Nice and propulsive, even in the setting of walking. Like, I am walking the fastest I've ever walked here at Valleyfair, probably due to the fuel cell foam and the carbon fiber plate in the V3, a running shoe used for fast walking at the amusement park. Look, I even got my dad pack. You're not carrying at least 3 water bottles, 3 of which are not yours, then you ain't dadding. I'm just kidding. You're a dad if you're a dad. One more thing, as I'm coming down on that heel, I can definitely feel the carbon fiber plate. I can feel the carbon fiber plate engage as I kind of roll through, and it like almost like propels and feels a little bit springy, as well as stabilizing. So it's not a super spring-like propulsion, but it cradles you, centers you in the shoe, and then spits you forward onto that rocker outsole. It's a very well thought out shoe, so great job, New Balance, and I'm glad that we're testing it this way. And since we're on the topic, I don't understand how this shoe is cheaper than the Balos. I really don't. This shoe, I feel, has a lot more going for it than the Balos does. The Balos, whatever you want to call it, and that's just my opinion. But I guess if you're into a non-plated, Fresh Foam X, expensive shoe, then you do you. It's all good. All the shoes are allowed in the sandbox. So little update, there is a little bit of extra pressure kind of going along to the medial aspects of both of my big toes, kind of along that upper. This Phantom Fit is a bit compliant, meaning it's a bit stretchy, and it's just kind of allowing that big toe to rotate over the edge of the midsole towards that medial end. But again, not sure if this is designed for all day walking around and standing use, running versus walking, and then also being considerate of the fact that you're probably just going to use this for walking for however long, and then you're going to pop it off, versus using it like I'm doing right now, which is all day long. But again, just gathering information along, here we go, throughout the day here. So I will continue to monitor and update as we go. But just so you know, it's not annoying, it's just a pressure, kind of pushing outward side to side for both my big toes via the upper there. So just noticeable, letting you know. Like right here is what I'm talking about, on both sides. Going on the Renegade. Yeah, I wish I could take cameras on a ride, but guys, that is my favorite ride. That is the Renegade. I hope you saw that. That's why. Hey, look, it's the Smashing Pumpkins. Well,
Well, if you are looking for a shoe to like get across Valleyfair super fast, which I don't know what that distance is, but man, that carbon plate like really like shoots you forward. Well, that's unexpected, but there you go, carbon plated shoes in the middle of an amusement park. Gotta get you moving. So there is a little bit of an issue with, I think, the rigidity of the plate, and as I take a step, it like rotates towards the midline, and it kind of bangs up against this part of my foot. Watch.
When I take a step, it rolls inward, the shoe does, and it bangs right here, and then it's been happening all day. So you got this little bony prominence right here, and it's just like really kind of wrecking that outside heel, or that outside ankle. So I don't know, man. Like I bet if I like smarten up these laces, that might help keep the shifting or whatever to a minimum, but it's been several hours. It could be related to the inability of the shoe to twist because of that plate in there. You know, the force has got to go somewhere, but I will say, like, as far as comfort goes, this multi-density foam is super comfortable. Like my arch, my heels, all the spots that are like usually kind of talking to me by this point at Valleyfair, it's not. It's actually quite comfortable. So I am being nitpicky because we're doing a pretty detailed review of this, and I'm picking on the SE Trainer. You know, now that I think about it, we should probably do some other shoes this way too, just to kind of really tease out the details of the shoes that I might not have figured out with running, because again, running is different than walking. Another thing I just thought about, so the SE Trainer 3 definitely has an outsole that is largely rubber and definitely involved in the overall function of the shoe, not just for protection but actual like propulsion, I would say, versus one of these that has basically the midsole that's exposed and a little bit rubberized. I think about, you know, the Nova Blast, Super Blast. It makes me wonder the function as far as outsoles go, if we should just look at them more than just exterior traction, but actually serving as the function of the shoe. And I think Asics, you know, definitely did that. New Balance is doing that. You know, just think of a few to really be considerate of that as well, because the outsole for this one is pretty flat, and again, you know, not a bunch of divots and pockets, at least in the midfoot area. So interesting stuff. See what I mean? Just like a big dinner plate full of rubber and stuff. Interesting. These New Balance folks, man. I sat at that drawing table for a long time on this shoe. Yeah, I know I talked about the Renegade being like my favorite roller coaster, but my favorite ride is probably the Super Cat. Yeah, it's probably the family's favorite ride. Rod's just crazy. Today we learned about centrifugal force. My son was like trying to lean against it, let go, and then pulling back towards me. That was kind of fun. Oh man, hooting and hollering the whole time. Super Cat, Super Cat, Super Cat, Super Cat. I will even throw a link into the description for the shoe. Wink, you can't see me winking because I have sunglasses on. That's an affiliate link, meaning I will get a tiny little commission if you were to so choose to use that link. Shameless plug. I don't think you're going to get a faster walking shoe in an amusement park. You want to zip across the Valleyfair in no time? This shoe. So my wife just told me that this entire time I've had sunscreen on my face right here. Oh man, going along, hey, can't take me anywhere. But hey, at least there's proof that I put it on. Don't forget your sunscreen.
Well, we're sitting here waiting on the Flying Eagles, and my daughter used my feet as a chair, and it actually felt kind of good. So the SC Trainer version 3 makes a good chair for your kids. Happy to report that the SC Trainer version 3 is not soda repellent. Not soda repellent at all. I can feel the soda going right into my sock. So don't be pouring water on it. Oh, I can actually use this to see how quickly it dries. I'm not driving the car. My son is. Ugh. Hey, we are still testing the shoe here. This is how we test the shoe. Pressing the gas pedal with the shoe. That's part of the testing, right, buddy?
Yeah, and now give me the pedal.
Okay. It's a pretty good driver. Better than me. So have been to Valleyfair for several years straight. Never once have I been here with a carbon plated shoe, but there's a first time for everything. So, you know, is this shoe good for walking? I would say yes, it is. You know, I would lean more towards the short bouts, you know, really like for the power walking. I mean, it's great. It's got that spring. It's got that pop. It's definitely secure across that midfoot. The heel bevel is super smooth on this one. And, you know, I would definitely consider it for that. But as far as like for all day use, like what I'm doing here, it can be done. But, you know, I just feel it kind of working against my foot a little bit. It's not uncomfortable, but it's definitely noticeable. But there again, it's a plated shoe. I'm not sure if New Balance meant for that to be the case. That said, you know, if you're going to be looking at some marathons and you're like back in the pack like me, and you're looking at like 5-6 hours, yeah, you know, you might have a little bit of tenderness. But then again, that's marathon day, and I expect that to happen anyway. Yeah, so I will go ahead and give this my dad stamp of approval, if that's the thing, for using the New Balance SC Trainer version 3 as a walking only shoe. It can be done. It's being done right now as we speak. And so, yeah, we will continue to test here. And if there are any updates, I will continue to bring those to you guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jason. I am a dad. We love coffee and we like running shoes. I'm a podiatry nurse practitioner, meaning I do foot care professionally, and I let that kind of review and I kind of let that inform my shoe review process. But this channel is a family-friendly running channel. It is not a medical channel, and there's no medical advice. If you would not mind, please clicking like and giving that algorithm a little boost, saying that you like the content. And if you don't mind, feel free to subscribe to follow along the journey. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. There's lots and lots and lots of stuff on the planning board. Okay, back to the test. And all of that nitpicky stuff that I said about the shoe, I would not let that dissuade you from it being your walking shoe. The lack of twisting because of the plate, that tight fit with the upper, and then the stuff with the big toes, all of that is tolerable, so tolerable. And you know, just the overall comfort, especially of this fuel cell, it just makes up for it, man. It's peppy, it's poppy. Like, my feet are still going strong. Like, the boys are trying to keep up, and they're asking, how far? And 41-year-old over here just keeping it going. Now, does that have anything to do with the shoes? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but we're on our way to pizza, and so far so good with the SC Trainer version 3 and the Mad Mouse. Woo-hoo-hoo! Alrighty, well, hopefully that was helpful for you guys in kind of looking at running shoes as walking shoes. It can be done. Well, yes, it can be. So that is it for now. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful beginning of fall, and we will catch you in the next one. Remember, family and coffee and running shoes. In this case, walking shoes. So what I will say about the foam is this, after this, you know, really long day here at Valleyfair, that fuel cell has really opened up. You know, it's not nearly as stiff. It feels a lot more bouncy. Like, as the day has gone on, I've noticed that for sure. Another report about the plate. It feels springy and good, but like this fuel cell, man, it is just aging super nice. So, you know, there you go. So as soon as you get shoes out of the box, that's one thing, but if it fits you good, you know, just give it a little bit of time. It'll be a different shoe by the end of the day. All right, well, that was super fun. If there are any other shoes you want me to test out that have been reviewed here on the channel, let me know, because that was super fun. All right.